Here. Now, I'm supposed to be uploading this video of mine discussing what the episode names are. We did just get them now. Well, today. I'm recording this Friday the 21st. This is coming out as soon as I upload this video that I'm making. This one doesn't come out until tomorrow morning in Australia. But however, we got the episode names, so I'll quickly just go over them. The episode names are The Shape of Motion, which we knew the first four. Shape of Motion, Enter the City of Temples, Gathering for the Feast, Inside the Maze, episodes 11 to 12, and episodes 15 to 16, United We Fall, Truth and Lies, The Shattering Sword. Now, I discussed these all in this video, so check it out when it does come out. I discuss my thoughts and theories about these episodes. Episodes 18, 19, and 20, clues and suspects, the final game element of betrayal. There's an update to what I want to talk about for the, I feel like, the Shattering Sword, episode 16 to episode 20. I discussed in this video that episode 16 has a interesting name. Episode 15 also gets more confirmed in this thing I'm about to show you, but I've got to put a huge disclaimer before we go over it. Huge spoilers for part 2, because this can be and might be real. Now let's go through this video. I'm not going to put audio on, but this all comes from Ninjago Dragon's leaks and more. I want to go over this because he doesn't go over everything. I want to discuss some main interesting plots. It's a huge script. It's probably only 3 or 4 minutes of the show, literally, but it does reveal a bit, and I feel like it's an end of an episode nonetheless. And if I was to guess an end of the episode, I would guess either United We Fall, Truth and Lies. I don't know about Shattering Sword, to be honest, but it has to be either episode 15 or 16. I don't think it could be episode 18, 19, or 20, because this is prior to the game starting. Now let's just go over anything. I do want to discuss who's actually here. So obviously Elemental Masters are all here, and it does discuss some interesting stuff. And there's actually some more interesting stuff I do want to go over. So, Elemental Masters that are here are going to be Geo and Euphrasia. I want to say this, I want to put this immediately right away. Geo and Euphrasia being in this tournament, and it does actually get explained later on, they get kicked out pretty much at the start. But the ninja are impressed on how they go about it. Like Cole says to Geo, you fuse things together, you bring people together. It's not your fault that fighting is a bit different, but if you keep doing what you do, you're doing good. And those are what he actually says is remarkable, and how Fraser goes about her power is going to be more incredible. Remember, these two compared to Sora Wildfire / Aaron as well, but he doesn't have an elemental power. Besides these two, against Sora and Wildfire, these two are pretty much, well, they're not amazing fighters, but still, they do what they need to do in this tournament, and I like it. Now, interesting enough, this is obviously a huge gathering, and Lloyd needs to sort of get everyone sort of prepared. So apparently, Lloyd and Cole are going up against each other in the tournament. Very interesting. It's not this tournament's a way different. Apparently, the tournament it's not fight to the death, but it's 1-on-1. It's like wrestling, I guess, in a way. So it is very, very interesting. There is a lot of scenes where I can just hear the voice actors already talking. They need to discuss strategy about tomorrow. And this is like, I think it's the 1-on-1 matches happening the next day. And it's Wildfire against Cinder, the Elemental Master of Smoke. Round 2 is Cole, Elemental Master of Earth, versus Elemental Master of Energy. Round 3 is Sora's Elemental Master of Technology versus Tox, Elemental Master of Poison. Round 4 is Nia, Master of Water versus this interesting cover, Rengar, an elemental master of dot dot dot. Well, no one exactly knew. This is very interesting. They discuss more about the upcoming battle. The outcome for Cole and I's battle won't matter because no matter what happens, a ninja will be heading into the semifinals. I believe semifinals, meaning a semifinal is one of the two matches or races, meaning I believe that is the like the second last battle. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. I was just double checking. As for Tox, Nia Ad, we don't need to worry about her. She's a friend who's helped us before. She won't wish for the total destruction of the merged realms or anything like that, I'm pretty sure. Wildfire then loudly asked, and what am I? I just want to do this as Wildfire. And what about that chimney sniff freak that I have to fight? I want to repay him for breaking my leg. Honestly, Wildfire is going to be sick this season because, as actually it is explained here, it is explained that obviously this is Wildfire's first time of losing someone close to her, Kai, into the Nether Space, and it's a huge thing because this is now on par with Nia, and it says here Kai was probably the person, brackets not dragon, but she liked the most, and she had zero doubts in her mind, but she missed him the most out of anyone ever. Wait, except maybe Nia, but that was a strong maybe. So she obviously is now getting a connection with the blacksmiths, and I really appreciate that. Kai and Nia are brother and sister, so I guess this role may adopt into this adoptive child, or sibling to them, because fire and water does make some sort of heat, right? So there's another child in the mix. Not their child. Kai and Nia did not make a child, but another sibling. Didn't Kai fight the previous Elements Master during the Tournament of Elements? Aaron Ox. I love this. I love references. I don't need a strategy. They talk about Lloyd. Now I paused here. Kai didn't have shit strategy. He didn't give two craps in the Tournament of Elements. He was cocky. He didn't care. He shooted flames. He knew what he was doing. Now, I do question something. Now, Ninjago magazines are not 100% accurate, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kai and Ash did train, because in between the time of when Kai finds Skylar in the season 4, there would have had to be some time that Kai had to train with the powers of smoke. The reason why I say this is Skylar uses it to a good defense, so I don't see why Kai wouldn't either. It's a power that, if put both fire and fire together, it will make smoke. I feel like there might be a storyline we're missing, or just as reference, because Ash's name does come up in the mix here. The ninja would have had some training, and I wouldn't be surprised if Gamadon, after everything with the Tournament of Elements, did suggest for elemental monsters like Kai to go up against Ash and fight. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kai did some one-on-one training with Ash to get better prepared next time we meet Skylar. An easy way to get her out of the situation, because she does have the elemental power of smoke as well. In the Tournament of Elements, Lloyd explains, in the Tournament of Elements, instead of one-on-one fights, where the last one standing wins. So obviously in this tournament, it's 1-to-1 fights where the last one standing wins. The goal was the first one to obtain a J-Blade. This meant the sword that was hidden in each area. Wait, Kai never actually bet that full? No. Now this is interesting. Zane responded currently. However, and I love how they don't what's it called? they don't say that Zayn was in the tournament, but he has seen footage of the tournament. Because remember, at the same time, the tournament was also being recorded. It was never, I don't think it was ever broadcast, but it was recorded. However, from the data I've gathered from all your fudge test runs about the new Master Wrestling, I have an idea on how you might be able to beat him. Wildfire explains, tell me. Obviously, this guy moves pretty quick. There is no link to this, so I'm giving you a link to this video as well, thanks to Ninjago Giants Rising links again. There is so much information here, obviously. There is also talks about Hunted, which is cool. I know you said that Tux wasn't someone to worry about, probably Sora interjected, but if possible, I'd still like to win. Any tips you could give me about her? Nia does give us some tips. Just gotta stay as far as you can. I second that. She aborted on aborted whatever that word is on her powers a while back. I really want to know what that word is. We're just going over things, learning stuff together, I guess, in this video. Meaning, to work out in detail. Interesting. To work out in detail on her powers a while back, when she was a part of our resistance when my father took over Ninjago City, she controls all things poisonous, deadly, corrosive, gas, acid, venom, all this nasty stuff. The main thing I do want to also discuss here is they obviously talk a lot about the elemental tournament of elements. They also talk a lot about Jay as well. Obviously, now I'm going to consider this because this is something I do want to discuss. If Ninjago is going this route, I'm going to guess there are going to be all the elemental masters are going to be here. So if I go, so they all didn't appear in sets. They never all appeared in sets back then. So I doubt it would be now. Now, Ninjago, what they did for Tournament of Elements, I'm going to pick this one because this is, what's his name? That breaks my mind. I'm going to go over this quickly. So, the elemental powers we know that aren't going to be in the tournament. Time, we know Ruin Governor won't be in the tournament. We know Zane will be in the tournament. We know Wildfire Sora. Nia, Kai's power is not going to be in the tournament, nor is Jay. So obviously there are going to be powers that won't be in the tournament at all. I mean, Kai's power won't be in the tournament. We know Jay is going to be in the tournament. We know Pale Man, Lloyd, Cole will be in the tournament. Mora's power of wind is given to Euphrasia. We know the Master of Smoke. We also know the Master of Tox is going to be there. But what about, for example, Gravis? We have no clue. We haven't seen him in ages. Shade, Griffin Turner. I'm going to pose that they will be in the tournament somehow. Neuro, Karloff. I can see them 100% participating. Okay, so let's go over a couple of characters that I don't see participating or may have just kicked the carcass. Gravis, 1. Jacob, never. Beloba. 3 minifigs that have come out. 2 minifigs that you are using not original faces. Now, more or less, Gravis, because Gravis' face is used on that purple dude villain. Can't remember his name. And Beloba was using Jacob's face from hidden side. Camille, on the other hand, I can definitely see her being in the tournament, just being very deceptive. But other elemental masters like Skylar, for example, I really think she would be with the ninja. but there's nothing there to support it. So it's an amazing question where she is. If her power is considered an element anymore, especially in this tournament, because if her power is to basically emulate others, I would consider her as powerless as Eren. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. I don't know how far they want to go, but that's just an idea that could be coming up. That in this tournament, elemental powers like Amber aren't really a thing because that is emulating your opponent's power. That's not an element. Well, technically it is, but that's just absorbing. And unless they want to go crooked and Skylar owns every single elemental power, they're going to have to sort of change the game. But I do see majority of these elemental monsters. I don't know about Jacob, Baloba, or Gravis returning. Camille, she just came in a set. I don't see why not, especially because it was Dragon's Rising-esque. So bring her in, why don't ya? Now, I've been probably talking for hours, no, 20 minutes at least. To get more into this, this is the main thing. Renga, are you there? You can enter a muffled voice. Roz interrupted, walks into the room. How are you, Jay? Jay had just returned from training in the courtyard. Before this prior, I should mention Jay actually, no, Renga, sorry, gets spoken to by Nia, which is very, very interesting. And before this, Jay and the ninja actually talk about Jay. And if you remember that, there was a joke going on during Seabound that Jay destroyed the left ring of the thing, and Lloyd actually explains that back to Eren, and Cold has apparently done that to Gia. Alright, there was something actually about Cinder. Master Smoke, Roz, in a says to not have to obey these odd rules. Jay has been managing well so far, but reasons Roz won't divulge him, he had obeyed some very odd rules that made the tournament so much more difficult. Always keep your hood and visor on unless behind closed doors. No speaking while the mask is on. Never use your elemental powers. So Jay is wearing. So if we go evil Jay, I believe this is what he is wearing. Obviously visor, like Tanner Fishy's photo has here. That sort of visor, or this visor I made this thumbnail for. Yeah, like that. But interestingly enough, later on this will explain it. Then there was Elemental Master of Water, opponent tomorrow. So this Jay and Neo will be fighting. First ever since he left the administration, Jay had always known he'd been looking behind his shoulder. He's unapproved leave of absence would make him likely take months for someone to notice earliest. But once they did, there was sure to retribution. So they were not taken kindly inside the administration when someone had the bright idea to sneak up on him while he was training and nearly took off their hood too. That's interesting. So obviously someone from the administration has noticed that he's gone, taking his hood off. But this will also bring me to something interesting later. But it turns out that person he almost discovered was an opponent in tomorrow's match for Water Ninja. So Nia's obviously going to spoken to him, try to take off the hood, it looks like. But I think also someone from the administration has come up. But it won't be enough. I've seen all of them fight. The match better than all of the other elemental masters we faced so far. Jay, there is nothing to worry about. I believe with my whole being that you'll win tomorrow. And worst case scenario, if you do lose, there are still ways you can be of use. Jay nervously looked away from Roz as he fought back to encounter a con- contemplate whether or not to tell his boss. Jay, are you sure you're alright? Roz asked concerned. I have to report to make. I have a report to make with Roz. Jay finally relented. I had encountered the war ninja. What? Roz sternly asked, too much more seriously leader mode that everyone in the Wolf Clan was familiar with. Where, what happened? Jay reported exactly what happened, from the spying to the throne sickle to the words she said, which were violent and anger. I do want to read all of this to you guys so you guys can understand. Ross says, "No, the ninja, after everything she's put you through, everything she's put me through, so this is not the first time we've ever met." Roz, have I met her before? Do you know something about my past? Lord Roz then explains that he wasn't going to tell him this, but yeah, sure, let's fry it off. So if I scroll, get this to go down further. Again, this link will be in the description for you guys as well. Very well, Roz finally he said, and he starts to explain here. This is what he explains. So this tea is interesting. You, Jay Walker, are the son of a famous actor, Cliff Gordon, and the proves elemental master of lightning. Okay. Master of lightning. Your father has been deceased quite for some time, as your mother has been MIA much longer. So Cliff Gordon is obviously the father, and Jay's mom is that blonde one from Hands of Time that had the lightning powers. Yeah. As such, you were raised in a junkyard. So at an Edna, from what I can tell, you must have been pretty desperate to get out of that situation, because when you were still only a teenager, you joined Master Wu to become a ninja. It goes on and on about what actually the ninja did. So this stuff is sort of true. Well, I say that the ninja title was more of a sham than anything, because it was Ninjago. The only reason Wu recruited you because he was embroiled in a power struggle with his brother Ganon. He needed you to obtain the golden weapons, the nunchucks of lightning. After Wu banished the powers to form the realm of madness, to the former realm of madness, you and your fellow ninja acquired with some of the most powerful relics in all the realms, acted as Wu's personal police force. Under his command, you, ninja, were ruthless. You persecuted the non-humans for simply trying to coexist with humanity. That is true, Serpentine, but they did sort of fix that. Ninjroids, not really, because they were going rogue on them. Ghosts? No. It doesn't really make sense much, but the Serpentine War was something that was quite a huge play. They didn't persecute or kill anyone. So, yeah, you threatened the stability of time and space. Yes, they traveled through time and space. What else have they done? Nothing else comes to mind. They only threatened time. Oh, well, I guess Hands of Time as well. Space? Friend space? I don't know how else they friend space. You've destroyed realms. Preeminent. Ninjago. Sorry, that took a... And brought others to their knees. Yeah, all the villains they brought to their knees because they were doing bad things. And through your negligence, you allowed very incarnations of evil itself to rise up against all life on multiple occasions. Season 2, Overlord. No, wait. Great Devourer. Overlord. Overlord again. Asphera. Garmadon. When he was resurrected. I shouldn't go out of context here. And then the Oni. Then Asphera. The Ice Emperor. I don't want to say Prime Empire or Master of the Mountain. I don't want to say Seabound Evil. Because that was going to happen regardless at some point or fraction. But crystallized. That's like 10 encounters of them pretty much letting Ninjago fall. So this is sort of almost like a Harumi story in a way for Jay. I can't believe it, Jay stumbled. There's no way. And then Lord Raz does actually, this talks about Prime Empire. According to Infronts, when you were a ninja, you seemed to try and solve many situations without violence. The most prominent example is Prime Empire. Prime Empire, in a sense, where a video game managed to invade Ninjago, you managed to only talk down the villain in question, but you also managed to free everyone who had been trapped inside the game itself, if only the other ninjas shared desire for peace. Now, the other ninja do. It's just they go about it differently, and I wouldn't say Jay's point of view is different. It's how they've been told to do things. It is a ninja's way, and Lord Raz is just manipulating so that he does choose this side of life. Now, obviously, Jay is much more of a kind, caring, and fun, charismatic person, so obviously things are going to be different. And just going over this even more, he explains the lies and all that stuff. He actually says that to both you and the public, the ninja pretend that they thought of you as a friend, brother, and lover. You mean the girl Elemental Master Water? She may be the worst of them all. Who do you think destroyed the cursed realm? And by extinction, the realm of Ninjago. A cursed ghost, only weakness after all is water. So this thing from season 5 and 6 keeps coming back, and I love this because Nia found Kanjikan, that of a lost Jin. It's going to be hectic, and rumors have reported that Nanakon still is angry about the events of season 6. So if he was to return, huge. Jay says, no, you're lying. There's no way any of that is true. There's no way you could have insight into have a trait. Lord Raz fakes one of their talks. Quick to flee doesn't sound like much of then it says Jay always getting crazy situations. Quick to flee doesn't sound like much of a ninja. They ramble on. You mentioned a lover. Yes. So basically, Lord Raz, in a nutshell, I don't want to just bang on about this. They pretty much what happens is Lord Raz pretty much says, yeah, the ninja didn't give two craps about you, which in many cases it was always Kai for the first 7 seasons, maybe up to season like 10, 11. But besides that, everyone liked Jay except Kai. Nia loved Jay, and Jay's the one who proposed the yin and yang to Nia. So, 2 different stories, and I do believe Jay does not believe any of this. But anyhow, it does come back to this last part. Jay remains silent and stumbled and rumbled his eyes. They were red because obviously his visor still had tears in them, and he thought about the ninja and Raz's offer. After a moment of deliberation, and answered Raz, "No. When this tournament is over, I want to go my own way, do my own thing for once. But as long as I'm working for you, I'll do whatever it takes to destroy those ninja." That is hella interesting, and I can't wait to see what comes next. Now, in the comments, let me know what you guys think. Obviously, there's a lot to unpack here. Jay is not evil. He is just going to coexist. Now, whatever episode this is, I don't know, because there's no episode that is the shock. We have several episodes to uncover this. Maybe Jay doesn't go his own way. Also, maybe the person behind the administration is Jay's mom. Hopefully Jay does get his memory back sometime in this season, especially if this is midway point. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out my other videos. You guys have been absolutely amazing, and I feel like I know what Lloyd and Cole's fight are. I feel like it's going to be a mech fight for some reason. But let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.